This judge just let a child SAer go free. Now I'm gonna stop right there. Picture what the dude looks like who he let go free. Just, I bet you already know. I guarantee you already know. Bingo. This dude right here. Now, nobody's surprised. Nobody's surprised. Stop it. Now, that's not even a crazy part. A child SAer had videos and was distributing the videos to people of the children being AR'd. That's crazy, right? But it's not as crazy as what the judge said. The prosecution was asking for jail time, obviously, because this guy's horrible. But the judge was like, well, you already spent 100 days while the trial was going on, and that's a lot of time for someone your age and your level of privilege. Yeah, that privilege. The privilege that's in my comments all the time talking about you don't know exists, that privilege. But I'm going to give you one more chance to guess. Left or right? What political affiliation do you think both of these two people are on? You're right. 100% you're right. Stop. Yeah, and you know what you picked. You know what you picked. You know, I was going to leave it. Now it's MAGA. It is MAGA. Of course. He's a MAGA appointed judge in Utah.
Well, friends and fuckers, my family's currently in the finding out phase, even though we didn't fuck around. Over the weekend, my son and daughter-in-law received a letter from our state stating that my grandson, who's perfect in every fucking way, who also was born with Down syndrome, would be getting his services cut. Now, when my son told me, I was initially just immediately filled with rage and fear and tears, but not for my grandson. My grandson, his parents live in a tax bracket that, quite frankly, I've never even visited. Okay, he will be fine. They will make sure that my grandson gets those services that he needs. My fear and rage is for those families that receive that same letter who have no options. You can't just go out and get a third fucking job when you have a child with disabilities. When someone strips away your child's way of communicating, way of learning how to walk, your child's way of learning how to be a productive member in society, that has to be the scariest thing that you will ever fucking go through. And can you imagine being told by the federal government that your child no longer needs to learn, progress, or grow any further because we need to give that money to fucking millionaires and billionaires so they can get more houses and boats? Because that's what motherfucking happened, MAGA. You signed up for this. We told you this was gonna fucking happen, and here the fuck we are. I cannot even imagine those parents right now, because what do? There is no physical speech or occupational therapist out there right now giving out free therapies. These therapies are lifelines to parents. They are what keep you connected to your child. It's what helps you learn how to help your child progress. And the federal government just said, no, fuck you. They're not worthy. I'm in a blue state, by the way. I'm in a blue fucking state, and services are already being cut 7 months in. Things are not going to be great for people with disabilities in a couple years. And you fucking did this, MAGA. You fucking did this. You are protecting a fucking predator who gets off on taking away services to children. So you only get 2 motherfucking titles besides the title of biggest fucking piece of shit. Predator or predator adjacent, bitch. Pick, because you are one of them.
I've been thinking so much about the state of our country and how we come back from this, right? We see what's going on in Washington, not just with the deployment of the National Guard, but in the White House. All the executive orders and them trying to roll back all of these rights. And we will come back from that with new leadership, with time. What we will not come back from is MAGA as a cult, MAGA as a whole. These people are totally delusional and are a stain on our country. They will be forever known in history as a stain on America, just like the Yazidis were in Germany. And I think that's what hits me the hardest, is that people we know, people that we once cared about, people we were once close with, have just idolized somebody so hateful, and then in turn allowed their own hateful racism and biases to come full force out in the open with no shame, They didn't care who they hurt along the way. They didn't care if it was friends, family. They didn't care. And I don't think we ever come back from that. We will come back, you know, politically. And you know me, if you guys know me, I think the pendulum's going to totally swing and we will get our progressive leadership that we have needed for a very long time. But what we won't come back from is the people that we once knew turning into people that we will never talk to.
So just got home, and waiting for me in my inbox was an email from somebody from our community, and it was about a knife maker that was a huge supporter of Donald Trump, who was asking Donald Trump to please tweak his policies because something was wrong. The reason they were sending it to me is because this was over a subject that I covered on my show, Coffee with Texas Paul. And they understood exactly what had happened to this guy, and they were, kind of having some schadenfreude, because this was a guy that was still is seriously a Trump supporter. Let me explain to you what this guy doesn't understand that I explained in my show. He was upset because he buys American. He is an American producer, and he was convinced that his product would never get more expensive because he was an American product. Buy American. That's it. That solves all the tariff problem. Buy American. Well, the company that is also an American company that supplies some of his larger equipment has gone up by $100,000 on their price. What he didn't understand is if the tariff drives up the price of all that company's competition that provides him his equipment, the company that provides him his equipment is going to raise their price. It would be business malpractice. If you manufacture widgets right here in the good old US of A, say you get all your steel here, there's no tariff interaction whatsoever, but every one of your competitors' price goes up 25%. If you don't raise your price 20%, that's business malpractice. So yeah, you're not going to escape these tariffs, MAGA. They're coming right at you. No one is escaping these tariffs. Not even you.
The MAGA cult is starting to splinter. There is a crack in their foundation that has come from the JE files. One thing about MAGA is their rhetoric was always on point. They always parroted the exact same thing, no matter what, but they're not doing that anymore. If you go over onto Twitter, you will see people who are diehard MAGA, diehard Trump supporters saying different things. People are questioning their loyalty to Donald Trump and if this whole thing has been an entire scam, stating grocery prices really aren't going down and they've just been saying it. Gas prices are the same, stating that he's been saying they're going to be arrested for many years and nothing has happened. Others are stating that his loyalists are no longer loyal anymore. People like Pam Bondi and Dan Bongino and Kash Patel are worthless, and they are going to be the reason that this administration fails. But they are saying this administration is going to fail. Then you have the tried and trues who are talking about anything that he is talking about, stating promises made, promises kept, and they're okay moving on from the JE files. Either way, there is a crack in the foundation, and they are not parroting the exact same thing anymore. They are not as united as they have been in the past, and that is